Something that I've really been thinking about recently is the societal norms that we really base ourselves upon. I feel like we really we really let these things dictate who we are. And I feel like that's a very false thing, you know. That's something that we shouldn't do. As a community and society, there's so many stigmas attached to so many things, so many decisions and so many, opinions that we have upon certain topics. Like it's like ridiculous. We have to let ourselves know that who we are, what we value, and the things we do shouldn't matter to what others think. You have to be yourself. If you're not yourself, then how do you expect to live? Like, really, like, I feel like so many people just are so attached to these things, and it really destroys their faith. It really destroys who they are. Um, and that also goes into the video before, you know, letting these things destroy your faith. Asking yourself the how and the why you're doing these things. If I'm gonna be able to do this, how I'm gonna be able to do this. What if this doesn't work out? Those type of questions really destroy one's faith. So, you know, but I want to go back to talking about, examples of these societal norms. You know, one that really sticks out to me is, when people go through breakups, when people decide they want to divorce each other because things might not be working out, it's like I feel like people always look at the outcome of things. They don't always look at, you know, why those things happen. Um, you know, I think definitely people do think about why they happen, but it's always about the end, you know. I think people just the fact that, your friend, people's friends, they break up with their significant other because, they just think about like, oh, they broke up, like something must have bad happened, but it's not always negative in these situations. I feel like, you know, you don't know what's going through your partner's head. And that's why you should always reassure, if you do have a significant other, you should always reassure them, understand that you're there for them and that they should do the same. They should bring back that same energy for you. Um, you have to let each other know, you have to communicate. What's a relationship without communication, right? So you have to understand that, um, you know, the stigma behind things, people's opinions, judgments, they don't matter. They don't mean anything to you. They don't resonate with you. They don't define you as a person. And, I feel like not a lot of people understand that. And I feel like people try to be somebody they're not in order to fulfill their urge to be popular, their sense to be somebody that they're not. And it's really not how people should be going about things. I know a lot of people, a lot of guys at my school who are really just followers. They'll just follow a friend group because they're that desperate for friends that they need that popularity to feel accepted in our society. And I feel like that's very, very, you know, deteriorating to our mental health, our faith. Um, like I just think that like things like that is it just really, really just fulfill like it just really fulfills our um percentage of people who go through what they're going through because they feel like they can't express themselves. And for a while, I felt like I couldn't express myself, and but it had nothing to do with the reasons that I'm stating right now. But I'm just saying that like um You know, you have to be yourself. You can't let these statistics, you can't let these accolades, you can't let um what's trending influence who you are. I mean, you can't. Be who you want to be. Like what you like. Do what you want to do. No one's stopping you. The only person that's stopping you is you, the person in the mirror. So, and a lot of people that I know, when it comes to putting in that work to do something, to achieve something, you want to get a good grade on that test, but are you willing to study? Like, a lot of people are too caught up in their excuses, and I feel like that's very that's what like weighs down people's potentials, is the excuses that they make. Like, stop talking, just put in that work. So, and that's something I've developed from playing basketball. Even though I don't play anymore, even though I'm not, with basketball like I was before, I still hold some traits that I've honed from basketball. But this also goes into cultivating your skills and establishing and understanding what strengths you have and just capitalizing on those. You have to be able to find your strengths and use them to your advantage. Once you have that, you could be unstoppable. You have unlimited potential. But also know that you have to hone the skills that you're weak at too. Being able to learn from your weak traits to understand that you're not gonna be good at everything that you do in life is something that you have to accept and you have to work on. You have to build back from. And I think that being able to build yourself from your weaknesses is something that really defines you as a character. That's very defining. To be able to build yourself from your weaknesses and then turn them into a strength. Like, seriously, that's something that you have to do. You have to hone them. You have to hone these weaknesses. So then, now I want to go back to talking about the limitations that we put on ourselves. Our mindset really dictates everything that we do. And I'm saying this, but kind of in a hypocritical way, I'm saying you guys should, not let your mind dictate everything you do, but honestly, I'm still learning what I'm trying to say here. So it's kind of like a win-win. I rewatch my videos and I'll go back to some parts where like, I was like, that really meant something. It's like, I should really think about what I'm saying. I'm learning on the same end as you guys, right? I hope you guys are taking in what I'm saying. You guys are learning, but at the same time, I'm really trying to understand what I'm saying as an individual as well. So, with that being said, I just want to point out that recently, well, for a while actually, my mind needs to be more vacant. For a while I've just been occupied with all this negativity, and it's really like contributing. It really contributed to me getting worse. I'm really trying to get better. I'm really trying to be myself, but it's hard to when it just feels like every day you're limited to these negative, dark thoughts. So with that being said, I hope y'all learn from this. You have to So I hope that y'all learn from this and that you take into consideration that your thoughts aren't always what they seem. You know, you have to keep pushing, you have to keep striving for more in order to accomplish what you really want. I hope that, you're reminded that, you're capable of doing anything. You have so much potential to be great. And I love y'all. I thank y'all for watching me, and I hope that you guys really, really understand what I'm trying to say here. And if you don't, take your time to learn. Watch other people, and I'll put in my description the links to these YouTube channels. There's this guy that I watch named, two guys that I watch. One is named Profound Pondering, and he really has some wisdom. I think you guys should go watch him. And then this other guy named Jay Wool, he goes through some similar mental health problems that I do. And, I'm not going to touch too much on his story, but he talks about what he goes through on a daily basis. And I think, if y'all go through any type of mental problems, that you should go check him out, because, being able to relate and connect with people, even if you're not talking to them directly, it's a beautiful thing. So that cuts down to the quote of this video, and the quote is, embracing positivity isn't about not acknowledging negativity, it's about not living in negativity. So essentially, embracing, you don't ignore the negative things when you're trying to be positive, but don't live with negativity, right? Try your best to power out, go through these things, push through. Like I said in the other video, you can't work around, you gotta push through. But I love y'all. Keep striving for more. Be you. Until next time, peace.